action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here with another TNINews video. And we got a lot to cover today, so I'm just going to jump right into it. And first thing, I wanted to update you guys on a story I talked about on Wednesday, and it's in regards to the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Tron figure, 7-inch scale select Tron figure that they're doing. Now, because San Diego isn't happening this year, this figure is available online. You can pre-order it. Actually, Big Bad Toy Store, our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store, is actually sold out of this, but you can still pre-order it at other e-tailers like Megalopolis Toys, who's also a sponsor of the website. They have it available for pre-order. But my update, I told you last week or the other day how the figure is based on how Tron looked in an image that was featured on the back of the VHS packaging. So this isn't based on anything from the actual movie itself with the red and black, even though I do think it looks pretty cool. And the update is, since I talked about this last, Diamond Select Toys has released images of the actual packaging itself for the figure, which is made to look like the VHS tape. And you can see they even have like a cover that you can put over the figure, so when you open it up, it looks like there's an actual VHS tape in there, and then you can remove that and you see the figure. So kind of cool, again, kind of a cool figure, and if you're a Tron fan, you're probably going to want to check that one out. Another Diamond Select Toys Comic-Con exclusive that's been announced is the Muppets Band box set. So some of these figures had previously been released on single card, but now we're getting the box set so that you can round out the entire band, including Dr. Teeth and Zoot. Now, as it is, originally those two figures were going to be released on single card just like the others, but I think the line ended up running into some trouble. I think maybe sales weren't there or what have you. I'm not entirely sure. But if you wanted to complete the set, or you wanted to get the set, if you're a Muppets fan, you will now have an opportunity with this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Again, because Comic-Con has been canceled, you can actually just pre-order it online at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. And you can see, even though with the loose images they only show animal, they don't show all the accessories, but when you see the packaging image, which is made to look like the stage from the original Muppet show, you can see it looks like they do all have their instruments and everything, which is pretty cool. So like I said, this set is available for pre-order. And then one final set coming from Diamond Select Toys, also being listed as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, also available for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store, is this Nightmare Before Christmas box set. And probably the coolest thing about this set is that the packaging, it lights up, so the figures light up inside the packaging there, which you can see with these images. Now this set is limited to 3,000 pieces, and if you're a fan of the Nightmare Before Christmas movie, and I know a lot of people are, this might be one you want to check out. Like I said, to me, the coolest thing about this is just how, with the light up feature in the packaging. Now, switching gears to NECA Toys. So real quick, they sent out an announcement this week stating that their Alpha Predator figure, which is a figure they actually designed from scratch. It's not a Predator that ever appeared in any of the movies or anything. But I guess everyone liked the design so much that they have now incorporated that particular Predator into the upcoming PlayStation 4 Hunting Grounds video game, Predator Hunting Grounds. So, even though, again, they made it from scratch just to be kind of an action figure, it is actually going to be featured in the video game, which is cool. Now, here in the United States, the initial run of this figure is going to be done in a limited release, and the packaging is going to feature downloadable content or codes for the game. So if you get the figure and you get the game, then you'll get some extra downloadable content from it, which is kind of cool. NECA also this week released official images for their upcoming TNINews Ace Ventura figure. So this is a 6-inch figure. Now, the accessories seem to be pretty cool. You've got the alligator that he can stand on, and you've got the birds on his arms. However, at least based on these images, this figure does not look terribly articulated. In fact, it really looks more like a statue than anything. But if you are an Ace Ventura fan, it's a good character of the character. There was actually a cartoon series, which I think is pretty much, this is how he looked in that cartoon, if I remember correctly. And you might want to check it out. The figure is available for pre-order now at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. Getting back to San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, there is a new one coming from Playmates Toys this year. This is being released through Diamond Distributors. So again, available online, pretty much anywhere that carries a Turtle product and orders from Diamond. It is available for pre-order now from places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. The set is going to cost about $89.99. That's the retail price. It's limited to 5,000 pieces. Basically, from what I can tell, this looks like a reissue of those retro Toys R Us exclusive figures a couple years ago that Playmates Toys did. You know, looking like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures that they did. Same with the retro packaging, the card backs and everything. The biggest difference from the Toys R Us ones and this one, from what I can tell, is they're all going to be packaged in this box that looks like the Turtle Van. So that's something different. You get the 4 Turtles, Splinter, and Shredder are the figures that are included in the set. And if you missed out on the Toys R Us ones or just a huge Turtle fan of the original Playmates figures, this is one you're probably going to want to check out. Now for you G.I. Joe fans, I have something a little bit different for you guys I wanted to share with you today. These figures are not actually from Hasbro. They are on bodies. They're incorporating bodies from 112 Toys. They are 12-inch scale figures. These are artist renditions of both Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They are sold separately, so they're not based on the movie or anything. No, this isn't how they're going to look in the upcoming movie, so don't worry about that. These are completely just artist renditions from a Japanese artist. And overall, I think they're pretty cool for the most part. Snake Eyes seems to be more in keeping with his traditional look with the all-black outfit and the visor and everything. Storm Shadow, well, I mean, Storm Shadow is actually, you know, the overall look is pretty much in keeping with his classic look with the hood and everything. The real difference with Storm Shadow is his mask. He's got that one big giant red eye, almost looks like a cyborg or something. So I can't say I like the mask too much, but otherwise, you know, I think it's a pretty solid looking figure. You get all the traditional accessories that you would expect, including swords, bow and arrow, things like that. So you know, if you're a G.I. Joe fan, you like 12-inch scale figures, you like kind of artist renditions of characters and stuff, this might be something you want to check out. Now, these are being offered here in the United States through previews, Diamond Previews, and are available for pre-order at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. Now, another update to a story I talked about on Wednesday. So Wednesday I told you how the Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man figure had shown up on Walmart, and we got new official images from the Walmart website. Well, since then, we've seen other figures and the Sky Sled show up on the Walmart website. So for the figures, we've got new looks at the Skeletor figure, as well as Beastman, Evelyn, and Teela. Now with Teela, Beastman, and Evelyn, they only, for whatever reason, only had a couple of images on the website, whereas like He-Man and Skeletor, they had a lot of images. And then also the first vehicle they're doing in the line, the Sky Sled, we had seen this at Toy Fair and things like that. And so we've got some new updated images for that. And the Sky Sled, I hadn't noticed this before, but it looks like they are kind of giving you alternate side panels and an alternate head that, you know, there on the front of the vehicle. So I'm not sure what that is for. As you know, my first thought was, you know, well, like in the cartoon, both Skeletor and his men and He-Man and the good guys both flew around in Sky Sleds. So I was wondering if one was supposed to be the good guy version and one was the bad guy version. I don't remember the Sky Sleds really looking different in the cartoon. You know, another possibility is maybe it's just representation of how it's appeared in different mediums, whether it's the cartoon or whether it's the, you know, mini comics or what have you. I'm not entirely sure. You know, some of you who are more diehard Masters of the Universe fans might know, but you definitely have a way to kind of mix it up so you can kind of change the look of the Sky Sled if you want to get more than one. Now, the Sky Sled is on the Walmart website with a price of $29.99. You know, basically it's retailing for $30, and then the figures themselves, as I mentioned before with the He-Man, are retailing for $14.99. Now, originally Mattel had said that these figures were not going to be out until the fall. You know, as I've mentioned before, these are first going to be released at Walmart stores, and then next year in 2021 they should see a greater release. So they're on the website now, but they are listed all as sold out. And I mean, like, I saw the Skeletor when word first came out that it was on there, and it was listed as sold out. However, I have seen some people indicate that they were actually able to purchase some of these figures on the Walmart website. So we'll have to see if they actually start shipping out and people get their hands on them. I've not heard any reports of people finding them in any physical stores as of yet. I did a check, you know, I used the SKU numbers and looked on BrickSeek, and none of my local stores have any indication of having these in stock either. So I don't know, you know, I don't think these are widely available. I don't know, how available they were on the website. If they sold out, or if they were available at all for purchase, they sold out in like seconds. So I don't believe this is the main release of these figures. Hopefully, the Walmart website will get more in stock and stuff. You can sign up for in-stock alerts for when it's available again. And then again, if you use the SKU numbers, and I have links to each of the product on Toy News International with the SKU number for each product, so you can do searches on BrickSeek and what have you. And I will put a link to that story in the comment section below. But hopefully, I'm definitely thinking that these are going to be out much sooner than the fall. Probably going to start seeing a release within the next month or so. Okay, now switching gears to Marvel. So first of all, Tomasi Nations this week announced that they're doing a new Tony Stark figure. This one for their SH Figuarts line, and this one is based on how he appeared in the first Iron Man movie. They'd previously done a Tony Stark from Iron Man 3, but this one I really like because you can have him appear either how he did at the beginning of the movie when he was wearing the suit. He's got the head sculpt with the glasses and everything. Or you can change it up. You can change the upper body pieces so it looks more how he did when he was in the cave making the Mark I armor. This is part of the Birth of Iron Man series that they've been doing. I previously talked about how they're doing the Mark I. They are also doing a new version of the Mark III with better paint applications, is what they say. Now that one, the Mark III, I think is going to see a pretty limited release. I'm not even sure if it's really going to be readily available here in the US. But the Tony Stark figure definitely is. It is available for pre-order now at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store, as is the Mark I. And, like I said, I think it's pretty cool that you can switch it up between the two looks. For accessories, you get multiple pairs of hands, and then you get some stuff that you saw in the cave when he was making the Mark I armor. So you get the Mark I face mask, you get the anvil, you get a hammer where he was like beating the metal, and then you get the clamp where he was like sticking the mask in the fire and everything. So definitely, like I said, pretty cool. And I like this one better than the Iron Man 3 one that they did a while back. And then in other non-toy related news from Marvel, I just wanted to let you guys know that it was announced yesterday. So yesterday Sony had a big presentation for their new PlayStation 5 video game machine. And one of the games that was announced for the PlayStation 5 is the new SpiderMan game, Spider-Man Miles Morales. So this one is going to focus on Miles. And they released a teaser trailer which looks really good. If you haven't checked it out, I'll put a link to it in the video description below. I have not fully studied up on the PlayStation 5 yet. There's a general press release that's been put out, but I haven't really looked at it in detail. I haven't seen a specific pricing for the new PS5, though I've heard it's going to be pretty pricey. I've heard figures thrown out there like in the neighborhood of $500. I've owned every PlayStation. I got the original PlayStation when it first came out. I was in college and I bought it. And I've had every other PlayStation, including the PlayStation 4. But honestly, I don't play the video game consoles nearly as much as I used to. So, I'll have to think hard about whether I want to throw down that much money for the PlayStation 5. Everything I've seen, in general seems to be pretty cool. And like I said, this new Spider-Man game definitely looks like it's going to have some pretty good graphics. But I just wanted to share that, guys, that news with you guys, even though it's not technically action figure related. Though I'm sure Hasbro will probably do some gaming great figures down the road for this video game, which maybe we'll see even something announced in the coming days as we get closer to the San Diego Comic-Con. Okay, and then the final bit of news I wanted to share with you guys is on the Mezco Toys front, and just today they released official images and details for their new 112 Collective Christopher Reeve Superman figure. So I told you about how this figure was teased back in February during Toy Fair. They had a teaser image, not of the figure itself, but just of the Superman symbol from the movies back in their toy catalog that they released during Toy Fair. So I'm pretty sure I talked about it in a video, and I definitely, we reported it on Toy News International that it seemed this figure was coming. You know, they recently did the Michael Keaton Batman figures, so this will be a nice addition to go along with that one. As I'm recording this, last time I checked, the figure is still available for pre-order on the Mezco website. So, you know, it may sell out pretty quickly, but it's been up there for at least an hour now. So if you haven't already, you may want to head over there and see if it is available and go on and pre-order it if you will actually want to get it, because I doubt it's going to last the day before it sells out. Now the figure comes with two different head sculpts. The regular head sculpt I think looks pretty good, looks very much like Christopher Reeve. The second one is a smiling head sculpt, and maybe they'll tweak it, but I can't say that I'm terribly fond of the second head sculpt. Looks like he was hit with some Joker Smilex or something, I don't know, but just does not look that good. That smile just does not look that good on the figure. You get multiple pairs of hands. You get the Krypton necklace that, you know, Lex put around his neck when he pushed him off in the pool in the first Superman movie. You get the display stand like you always get with Mezco figures. You get a piece of kryptonite. You get crystals and a display base from his Fortress of Solitude, where you can put the crystals in, and that base actually lights up, which is cool. And the figure, like I said, is available for pre-order now, at least last time I checked. And I should note that this is actually being sold as a Mezco store exclusive. So I don't know if other e-tailers will try and sell it, but if they do, it will be at a higher price, because again, it is being sold as a Mezco exclusive. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about. Let me know in the comments section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And like the video also if you're so inclined. And until next time, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.